I am going to be playing this tape for you and demonstrating something over here on the side, which I will use as prop as a cigarette pack. It will demonstrate with these Q-tips what it's saying on here. Basically, what it's going to say is for you to read everything on the label, and by that I mean take a magnifying glass and actually read everything on your cigarette label while you're shocking yourself gently at first. This is to associate, well, you hear on the tape, at first, gentle just to make the association. When you open the pack, as soon as you open the pack, you want to dump them out on the table and get your nose down there. Actually, pig nose your nose while you're taking as much shock now because you're smelling fresh tobacco as possible. And then do what hopefully you'll be able to hear on here.
Okay, the cigarettes, you take them all out of the pack. You have the apparatus already ready. At first, very clear cut definition between the touching, the smelling, and the visualization of the cigarettes. The first few hits are the most important ones. 3 or some hits. Those are the ones that satisfy the nicotine urge. You want to target that satisfaction, the hand-mouth thing. Even when you're not actually smoking, you're visualizing the hand, even as it's going away from your mouth, coming toward your mouth in your visualization. Even as you are inhaling, you are puffing in your visualization. And it's basically like one of those movie
Like when you move your cursor, your arrow,
types
and it leaves a trail. You're visualizing this trail coming to your mouth, and that's what's causing.
tricks
That's one of the
where it
psychological
makes
tricks.
the ear, sort of like your mouse cursor, if you put it on some kind of like an echo or tracking system. So you're seeing yourself keeping smoking the hand mouth thing. Um, you're telling yourself you're enjoying this. You're not trying to stop. You're not thinking about stopping. You're doing it as normally as possible. When you take them out of the cigarettes, immediately you're going to smell the cigarettes. Take them out of the pack, I'll put them on the table so you can smell the fresh tobacco smell. You're going to read everything on the label. You're going to look even at the little designs, the little lines on the cigarettes. You're going to actually visualize the smoke coming through the cylindular object. The smoke, white smoke actually coming through between the tobacco leaves, through the filters, your mouth, your nose, your cardiovascular system, is going to your brain. You're visualizing the whole event as pain is snatching away your thoughts as often as possible, especially at first, like I said, because that's what to satisfy the satisfaction for the nicotine. The satisfaction itself is causing pain. It is a byproduct of the satisfaction. Is this physical pain when it's in contact with the cigarettes as soon as they start touching it. When you put the cigarette out, as soon as you let the cigarette go, you turn it off and turn it immediately down so it does not, you don't start it up again on the next cigarette and it's turned all the way up. But when you're looking at the cigarette, a lot of times it'll get stuck to the wires or whatever you might be using. And when you let go of it, it kind of sticks. So when you turn it off, it's still kind of like hanging off of one finger. And that's not really convincing your eyesight that the cigarette itself is causing it because it cuts off before. So the optimum, the best way is for it to immediately, as you see it, leave your fingertips, the pain to stop. Because there's a part of your mind that will believe this is coming, if it sees it, from the cigarette. And that's, we're talking, getting every part of the mind possible that could associate this event with pain. Okay, I did this for 3 days. I had a dimmer switch. I didn't have a switch and hooked up some wires. There's web pages that show how dimmer switch Faradism or something, but it doesn't work the same anymore. You have to get an electrician to help you with that. You can't find that type of shop books. But I smoked the cigarettes. When I was telling you, smelling it as much as possible, and all the other things that go with the targeted events, which is the actual thinking, the craving, and the behavior of the smoking, the ingestion of the tobacco, smoke, the satisfaction. You're targeting all that to now be re-registered into another part of your brain that considers these things to be negative, painful, uncomfortable, negative for whatever aversive reason, shame, humiliation, any kind of stress, and to refile it to a part where it does not think or want it, i.e. crave it. It will stop. It stopped me. First day, nothing happened. Smoked the regular pack, something a day. Next day, smoked again. Was in Chihuahua, Mexico. The next day, smoked again. But that day, I ran out of cigarettes. It's 3 days I had used this thing. Nothing had altered at all. Smoked as much as I wanted to. You smoke as much as you want to. Even more than you want to. If you think about it, smoke. That's what you're targeting. The instant you start thinking about a cigarette, you want to start absorbing pain. So I went to sleep. And then the next day, I went the whole day without thinking about a cigarette. Laid down my head to rest. And as I laid my head to rest, I had the thought, verbatim, of, I can smoke today. I wonder. Just like that. And just went off into my day. And the next day, exactly the same thing happened. As I laid my head down to rest, exactly the same thing happened, exactly the same way, but this time it's like, I smoked for a couple of days. I wonder. I went back to sleep, didn't think about it, because I had run out of cigarettes. And I hadn't gone to the store to buy any. Didn't think about it. I ran out of cigarettes. I don't know. Third day, as I laid down my head to rest, I popped back up, sat up, and said, oh, hell no, I know I quit. It's been 3 days. And it's a very beautiful, powerful feeling that I would want to share with my worst enemy. Because when you really hate smoking stuff, it's a great feeling to not be a slave to it anymore. Same thing with crack. Even better with the crack. But I believe there needs to be an aversion to smoke developed, because you're also turning the cigarette over and letting it bathe your hand. You're telling yourself that the smoke, as it's bathing your hand, is what's causing the electricity.
Imagine my hand is covered in smoke. That's what I mean by bathing.
Turning that thing up.
While you're holding a cigarette. And saying that bathing smoke is what's causing the pain.
It's very important at the very first start, because the first few puffs are what satisfies of the cigarette.
First few puffs are the ones that target the most.
First day or two is so-so, right? And then
the pain is so-so first day or so.
I would turn it up. At the first day is so-so, just convincing yourself, your subconscious, that this is now producing this added thing, this electrical irritant. This happens to be happening now. It's slowly develops like, okay, well now it's happening. So now it's happening and it's causing pain. This thing is now intolerable. And hopefully sooner than later, it associates with pairs. The smell, very important, the smell. Because you're also smelling it as you're turning it up. Ideally, turning it up as it's going towards your mouth. Smelling it is important, so that you associate those things. So that's, the cigarette or smoke aversion. Crack, same thing. Turn it up as much as you can take it. And just want to see if I would do that first.
Well, I guess that's it on that. Oh yeah, cajadetoques.com, thepunishmentcure.com, or give me a call. You can find me.